The backwaters of the Chesapeake Bay were once a popular hideaway for pirates, including the notorious Blackbeard. Most historians will tell you that their time ended long before American independence. For Jane Browning, a local history student, a lunch break changed everything.
We came across this small town restaurant in the Chesapeake Bay area, and on the menu there was a sandwich called The Last American Pirate. I asked the waitress about the sandwich and tried to find out more about it, and it piqued my interest. And so from there, it kind of progressed into my senior thesis project.
The pirate's name was Edward Owens, and researching this little-known buccaneer soon became a class project for students at George Mason University.
Edward Owens, after losing his job as an oyster farmer, turned to piracy as a way to make money to live.
So he goes to local taverns, local drinking holes, and gathers people together and goes, hey, I'm actually going to go rob people. It's a pretty good way to make some money. You all in. So he gets a boat, he gets a crew, takes off from there.
And they basically held up a whole bunch of yachters from Maryland who were basically out pleasure cruising and got their money. When he got into better circumstances and the economy improved, he stopped. Ended up raising a family and dying of old age. So he's a pretty cool guy.
While some students studied the economy of the Chesapeake region in the 1870s, others concentrated on the maritime conditions. Jane documented the project with a detailed blog, YouTube videos, and a Wikipedia page. As word spread, other sites began linking to Jane's. It was an amazing story. The only thing that would have made it better is if any of it had been true.
I wanted to teach a class that would incorporate more digital media into an undergraduate history class. I also wanted to teach a class that I thought would be more fun. And so then, with those two goals in mind, then I came up with this idea of hoaxes.
Mills Kelly's course, Topics in American History, subtitled Lying About History, was a semester-long exploration of hoaxes and their impact.
The first half of the semester, we studied so many different hoaxes.
We studied hoaxes and stuff that's actually kind of common knowledge. Like, for example, there's this whole idea like the world was flat, and people actually believe the world is flat, but it's not true at all.
We studied hoaxes that have gone horribly bad, like the famous War of the Worlds incident, how that caused major panic. But the basic thing is, as long as people are around, there's going to be people out there fooling them.
Knowing both the details and the dangers of hoaxes, the students set out to create their own.
We created the story, but we built it on real facts.
We've done a lot of historical research so we can make up details.
We've had to look into, real boats that would have been used and real things that he would have robbed. Like, we found out that there were on the Chesapeake Bay, there were boats that held theaters and boats that were used as factories. So we had to look into those and go, could he rob those?
After weeks of preparation, the myth of the last American pirate was launched. Within hours, hundreds of people had visited the blog and watched the YouTube videos. A blogger at USA Today even suggested Jane Browning should sell the movie rights. But the project was not without controversy.
The people who accepted the student project, which is how the hoax was portrayed, as a fact, didn't apply their own critical skills, analytical skills, to the evidence in front of them.
Wikipedia editors have banned Professor Kelly from contributing, and some academics question whether it's ever appropriate for history students to knowingly spread false information.
It's really, a few people were just really mad, and you violated the academic trust network. Get over it. Be skeptical.
It's more about you should not so much trying to trick people, but to try and make people question what they hear.
Today, Jane Browning's website contains a full disclosure. The impact of the hoax on the history of the Chesapeake region is non-existent, but its impact on the participants will last forever.
A lot of it is to teach people, be skeptical. Be aware of what people are telling you. Think for yourself. So many people nowadays think like everybody else. Think for yourself.
I think the biggest challenge for me coming out of this course is that I now have to figure out a way to get my students as engaged in the other history classes that I teach.
This was probably the most fun I've ever had in history class.